Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. And welcome back to the BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge, Season 9, Round 11 from the magnificent Fuji Speedway in Japan. I'm Clyde Whiting, and in the booth with me, as per usual, it's the gentleman racer himself. It's Sir Alan Toon. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Good evening, everyone. My pleasure to be here, even if you can't see me down the straight because of the mist.
Yes, we seem to have a fog thing going on at the moment. And your cameraman that is hopefully going to help you see through the fog is Mr. Sam Boozing. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I will try my best to see something in that fog.
Right, Alan, Fuji. This is the very first time I have loaded this track up, so I'm yet to really have a look around. I'm going to guess that you've done some practice laps in something?
Yes, it was a nostalgic romp for me. I got the track date, came out within a couple of days anyway, quickly, because I've got happy memories from many years on Gran Turismo going to this place. And I was very eager to see how iRacing had modelled it, and if it was anything like my happy memories. And so I was in there early doors.
Okay, and what did you make of the track? Is it as good as you remember?
It's the usual iRacing thing, you know. They just always go the extra mile. iRacing always attend to details, and they pick out the important stuff, and they don't skimp on the things that matter when they do this. And this track has been realised so beautifully. It has. It drives wonderfully. It's got all the ingredients that you'd like in a circuit. It's got a massive long straight that is going to lead to breakout braking events. Then you've got another straight, then you've got another sweeping corner, then you've got another big twisting series of bends. It's got everything, and it's got off camber, on camber, and tonight disappearing in the mist as well. Yeah, fantastic circuit. I'm really looking forward to see what the guys make of it, to be honest.
Yeah, the best description I've heard for this track is Suzuka on steroids. Which I thought was quite apt. Right, let's get the viewers up to date on where we are in all things championship standings. Obviously, we've never had any previous winners because we've never raced here before, which also means we don't have any lap records. So, 2 lucky drivers tonight will be claiming the Fuji Speedway lap records. In the GT4 Championship, it's not as close as it was, but still not over. Simon Trendle leads the way with 6.14. Stephen Walker in second with 5.65. And Stefan Goebel on a bit of a resurgence recently on 4.89. The Drivers' Championship in TCR is definitely not done and dusted, though. Sam Blees leads the way with 5.88. Second, Matt Elmore, 5.82. That's right, just 6 points between them. And in third place, it's Carl Hardy with 5.22. Teams Championship, that is certainly not done and dusted either. Equal first, Spectre 6 TCR and Team Chimera, both on 1087 points. And in third place, Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Black on 881. Driver of the meeting, Matt Elmore leads the way on 9. Simon Trendle second on 7. And equal third, Stefan Goebel and Carl Hardy on 6. It's a week off from the head-to-head, but next week, the TCR third place playoff will be between David Ayres and Russell Cowell. The GT4 third place playoff will be between Stefan Goebel and Jamie Wilson. The TCR final will be between JB Dejoux and Matt Elmore. And the GT4 final will be between Simon Trendle and Stephen Walker. Last time out, we was at Road Atlanta. In GT4, Hugo Rouet took away the win with Stephen Walker second and Simon Trendle in third. And in TCR, Carl Hardy took away the win. And I also noticed he was quickest in practice. Second was Matt Elmore, and third was Shane Powell. So that's everybody up to date. As we said, this is round 11. There is one more round after this. Just over 5 minutes, a third of the way into the qualifying session. Stefan Goebel currently leads the way in GT4, Simon Trendle second, Stephen Walker third. Carl Hardy leads the way in TCR, JB Dejoux in second, and Russell Cowell in third. Alan, we've got I'm going to call it a massive straight. I don't think it's massive in comparison to some other tracks, but it is straight, and it leads into a fairly hefty braking zone. The corner, let's have a go at my Japanese pronunciation, Daiichi.
Sounds good.
Something like that. Anyway, so most definitely an overtaking opportunity there.
Yeah, it's always even doesn't matter if you're a good driver or a bad driver. This is clearly a place where somebody who's cute on the brakes can actually create an opportunity out of nothing. These guys won't be doing the late dive bombing. I don't think we won't see that. They're a bit more controlled, but it used to be a dangerous place on Gran Turismo, let me tell you.
Yeah, and then I don't know, because like I say, I've not driven the track, but just looking at the track map, maybe the next overtaking opportunity, turn 3, Coca-Cola corner. You come out of turn 1, kink of turn 2, and then maybe you can outbrake somebody into turn 3.
But I think they're going to be hard. It's going to be hard to actually get by, because they're all going to be quick. As far as I can tell, the drivers are going to be fast around.
Yeah,
they're going to be hogging the line. Even though it's a wide track, there's a line here, and I think the braking areas are the obvious overtaking places. The chicane, the last corner before we come onto the straight as well.
Yeah, so next up you've got turn 4, turn 5, which is the little U-shaped part there on your track map on the screen that Sam has just got rid of and brought it back again. That's called 100R. Can't see anything happening there. Then you're up into turn 6, which is the hairpin. And then you've got a bit of a run, turn 7, turn 8, turn 9, which is 300R, and turn 10, which is Dunlop Corner. So I'm pretty sure that will be another overtaking opportunity, Alan.
It's the chicane, isn't it? Yeah, it's a wicked, hard braking right-hander. It's tight, so you're hard on the brakes, and I think that the guys who are going to prosper, Clyde, are the brave ones here.
Yeah,
this is the track for the brave for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, turn 10 is is Dunlop Corner, the turn in for the chicane, which is 11 and 12. Turn 13 is the right-hander, where you can see lots of cars on the track at the moment. 14 is a kink left. 15 is called Nets Corner, and that leads into Panasonic Corner, which is turn 16, the last turn on the course. And turn 16 is going to be all important, Alan, to try and get that speed down into the straight to set up that overtake back into turn 1.
Yeah, that whole section there is crucial. You set up 16 when you're going around 14. It's all about making a sacrifice so you can get a really good line onto through the last section onto the straight. So you have to sacrifice a little bit earlier on so you can get that really good line there, because you're unsighted. There's so much of these strange cambers where you're unsighted. You can't actually see the line terribly well. You have to work hard to get this track fixed in your head, because the camber and the little shifts of the gradient make you wonder sometimes just where you're going.
And what would you say? You know, I've moaned many times. Not that I'm a moany person. Can be a very angry person. But you know, Japanese tracks on iRacing always tended to be very slippy. And then a few seasons ago, they seem to make a change to the grip level on the Japanese tracks. You know, what's this one like? Are we likely to see cars losing the rear end because of the lack of adhesion, or are the cars pretty much on rails around here?
I was not having any problems, so that tells me if you're driving sensibly like these guys can, then they shouldn't have any issues. The car, it's a lovely track to drive. You know, I enjoyed putting the laps around here. The laps go quick. It's quite a sprawling kind of place, but the laps go quickly, and yeah, it's very enjoyable. There's enough testing stuff just while you're driving around by yourself. Don't mind with a pack of maniacs.
So folks, you heard it there first from Alan. It is 2.83 miles of gluey tarmac.
There he goes. Was that Sam just to prove me wrong? Somebody.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we really should watch Jason Haddington. He wins the Spin Award every season, although he has been a hell of a lot better over the last, I'm going to say 4 weeks, maybe. So maybe he's changed something in how he sets up the car. Maybe he's got some new equipment. Maybe he set his equipment up better than it was before, or maybe he's just getting better. But he certainly doesn't make as many mistakes as he used to. Right, coming up on 12 minutes into this qualifying session, Stefan Goebel still leads the way in GT4, Simon Trendle second, Stephen Walker third. Those two were reversed a little while ago. Carl Hardy still leads the way in TCR, Sam Blees up to second, Matt Elmore in third. So these guys are finding time round here at the moment. Stefan Goebel actually gone quicker in quali than he did in practice. Carl Hardy is very close to his practice time. So what we're looking at, the gap between them is about 3 seconds between the two classes, which isn't too bad. Don't forget, folks, it is a 60-minute race. There is a forced pit stop due to fuel limitations. Any idea on the fuel usage around here, Alan?
I don't think it's too bad.
No, I was going to say it looks like a sort of medium-ish.
I was told the tyre wear is pretty good. It's pretty okay, and that TCR guys probably won't be changing fronts even. So that tells me that, you know, if we're not going to get front tyres, they're probably being light on fuel as well. So interesting.
Yeah, well, that will be definitely one to watch, because if somebody in the front running group does take some tyres and spends an extra 6, 8, 10 seconds in the pit, it'd be very interesting to see whether they can actually catch up and do anything with those new front tyres. But that, folks, is all to come. We are closing in on the end of the qualifying session, just a minute to go. I was going to say a lot of cars on the track. There's a lot of TCRs on the track. Not too many GT4s on the track, apart from Simon Trendle and Stephen Walker. But all of the TCRs are out, apart from David Ayres.
Yes, Dave hasn't put a time in. I don't know what
no, perhaps he went for a poo. Or sorry, no, we don't call it that anymore. We call it gone for a foggy.
It's that what? Oh dear, I'm definitely behind the times.
Yeah, we did have a V8 race where a certain Nicole Foggy disappeared. mid-race, allegedly to empty his bowels, but we will never know.
And he came back and still won. Go on, tell.
Probably, yeah, he was probably 4 laps ahead by then anyway, so it really didn't matter. So checkers are out in quali. Can anybody make any sort of improvement? Stephen Walker has done a couple of green sectors.
I would have thought that the Mercedes would have liked this track a lot.
Well, I have a feeling that Fuji has moved to Germany because Stefan Goebel is currently 0.4 of a second quicker than anybody else in that GT4 field.
Yeah, fantastic drive by Stefan. To be heading Simon.
Stephen Walker, indeed, that was a great lap. A 45.2 takes himself up to second place. Simon Trendle, not particularly good in sector 1, but has done his personal best in sector 2. Matt Elmore has just popped up a purple sector in sector 2 as well, trying to move up from 3rd on the TCR grid. Simon Trendle's not going to get back up to 3rd because he's entered pit lane.
It's, they're quick times, Clyde.
Yeah,
you know,
Carl
150 is
not going any
tidy.
quicker.
It is. A 150.
What does Matt need? A 48.2.
Oh, they're caning this.
No, he lost that in the 3rd. Oh, no, he didn't. He did get up there with a 48.0. So Matt Elmore takes himself up to 2nd place.
Wow, got ahead of Sam.
My eyes were deceiving me there. So that is it. That is all the cars done with their qualifying. We wait for the session to click over, and then we will bring you your official starting grid. Why am I looking at Jamie Wilson? There we go. Taking a little bit of time. For the
Stephen got in front of Simon.
Okay, so your official starting grid for round 11 in GT4. Stefan Goebel claims the pole for VTS Esports. Stephen Walker in 2nd for Spectre 6 and Simon Trendle 3rd, Team Chimera. 4th, Rob Venn, BSTV Esports Pink, and 5th, Chris Needham, RWC Racing Red. 6th place, Jason Haddington, RWC Racing Blue, and 7th, Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera. Into TCR class, and Carl Hardy claims another pole position for Safeguard by result. 2nd, Matt Elmore, Spectre 6 TCR. 3rd, Sam Blees, Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Black, with Russell Cowell 4th, Spectre 6 TCR. JB Dejoux for LMT Racing in 5th, Shane Powell in 6th for Spectre 6 Solo, and David Ayres in 7th for Result Clothing iRacing Team. Andrew Littler was in the session. I don't know if he still is. Don't think he's going to make the starting grid, but we'll keep an eye out for him.
Andy, where are you?
Yeah. So GT4, Porsche versus Mercedes, TCR, Hyundai versus Hyundai.
He's in the Discord. Perhaps he's having trouble getting onto the circuit, loading or something.
Yeah, it could be in another one of his dodgy hotel rooms, no doubt.
Big.
So Pace Car leads the pack away. As usual, don't worry if you see the GT4s pull away from the TCRs on the pace lap. The TCR drivers do like to give them plenty of space just in case there is a mishap and they don't really want to get collected in it.
It's looking group of cars. They always look like they mean business to me, those GTs.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing that excites me is, you know, we've never raced here before. This series has never raced here before. These drivers have really got nothing in the notebook that they can look back on to see what was good last time here, what tactic they used, when did they pit, did it work. All they've got is the practice that they've been doing themselves.
Yes, and it must be unusual for you to come to a track that you've not actually worked out before.
Yes, most definitely. Okay,
So,
pace car is in.
oh, he's holding.
And Stefan's
holding.
gone.
He took his time, didn't he?
Yeah. Who was that at the back of the group there? I think it was Jason Haddington. It was whether by design or not. That start certainly took him by surprise. TCR's away as well.
Blinding start by Simon there.
Yeah, he's actually got the lead.
He was third, remember?
Carl Hardy looks like he had a fantastic start as well.
Yeah, good start by Carl. Fantastic. He's having a little golden period at the moment. Fingers crossed it continues. But, we won't curse the captain tonight.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. Oh, that looked a bit close.
There's room, but you've got to give it, haven't you?
Yeah, on Carl's lean spell. Over the last few weeks, I've been updating all of our historical stats. And Carl had a lot of good finishes, you know, the start of this series, the first few seasons, and then had a very long dry spell, but he's certainly back on it this season.
Yeah, it's great to see, and he puts in the time and the effort and the work. It's a reward for persistence, consistent.
Now I'm wondering here, Alan, if Stefan is being very, very sensible. No disrespect to him, but we've seen him in the past push the car past the limits in the opening laps and have a spin or an accident and end up at the back of the field trying to fight his way through again. Whereas this time, I think maybe he thinks or he knows that he's got the pace on these guys, so he's going to take his time, warm his tyres up, get the pressures up, get the pass done, and then streak away into the distance, maybe.
Well, Simon just went off the line, didn't he? He took him straight off the line. He was in front by the first corner. He must have got a great start.
Yeah, Shane Powell put a move on JB. Andy Littler on the chat said he's having mega Oculus issues and he's gutted as he knows this track well.
Yes, I had the same earlier. I tried to get on and do some laps earlier, and my Oculus thing is mucked up because of the Facebook Oculus Meta.
Was I right? Was I right? Stefan Goebel warmed his stuff up and now he's gone back into the lead.
Good to see the overtake. Well done, Stefan. Now that's interesting. I just wonder if Simon actually expected to get in the front so easily, and suddenly found himself in a place where he didn't actually want to be particularly.
Yeah, like I say, it could just be that Stefan has done the sensible thing. Stephen Walker's gonna. Oh, I thought he was going to pull out there. In the end, he just gave Simon a little Looked like a little bump anyway. Just try and keep him with Stefan.
This is interesting balancing back at the front of there, isn't it? And with
Yeah,
Rob just
it's
behind, waiting to pick up, and Chris waiting to pick up the pieces here.
big battle in TCR between Russell Cowell and Sam Blease. They were side by side. Sam had to bail. Don't forget that championship. I'm not saying Carl's out of it, but at the moment it is between Sam and Matt. So they will be trying to outscore each other in these final 2 rounds. And Carl would be hoping that if these two are battling, he's going to pick up a couple of wins and throw himself into the mix.
Yeah, well, wins are wins, aren't they? In this company, it's a fantastic achievement. I know that Sam has been quick in practice. So,
Oh,
we know that Sam
maybe a little bit too quick there.
Yeah, perhaps he's got a little bit in the tank as Sam. We have to see if the field spreads out. My feeling is they'll rather stay together with the toe, because there's a lot of toe at this circuit.
Yeah, I've got one eye on Mr. Goebel, and he's starting to eke out a lead. He's got about a second.
Excellent driving. That means he's done that last section just before the straight. He's nailed it perfectly to actually pull out. Because they're all very behind. They're very well aware that that section is so important. You're losing time for a long way if you don't get a good exit from there.
Rob Venn doing well as well on the back of this battle. Nice to see Rob back.
Yes, he wants to try and keep in the toe. The toe's essential around here. If you have a spin or something, I think you're going to have a tough time getting back on.
So Tony Walker is wondering if Sam is fuel saving already.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least. I know he was quick in practice. Quick Sam is very dangerous, isn't he? Let's face it.
He's one of those drivers that you never rule him out, do you?
No.
You know, in our interview with him last week, we did hear that you know, he's not really been able to put in the practice time that he wants to, and this series demands this season. But even so, you rule him out at your peril.
Just one of the guys who can pull something out of their hat, isn't he? Coming from off the left side.
And you know, I've seen him in the past where Stephen Walker is trying to get Simon Trendle closer to Stefan Goebel, without a doubt. Yeah, going back to the Sam Blease, you know, we've seen it in the past. There's a teamwork for the lead here. Russell Cowell pushing Matt Elmore past Carl Hardy. Carl Hardy goes first to third. And what did Sam Blease do there? I see him offline, but no, he's okay. I think he may have just had a poke round the outside.
Poor old Cole got stitched up there nicely by them too.
Oh, he did, yes, without a doubt. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Shane putting one down the inside of Sam, and Sam didn't want anything to do with that. But yeah, I'll try it again as Sam takes that position back. Maybe we've seen Sam in the past where he's been nowhere in practice. Qualified a little bit better than practice and then won the race. So yeah, he is just one of those drivers.
Look at the gradients and the flow of this course. It's really lovely. Look at the way that they're using the toe and they're keeping the field together.
Yeah, I'm worried for Stephen Walker at the moment. I think he needs to get past Simon Trendle. Otherwise, Stefan's going to be too far ahead.
Yeah, well, I think what I
Rob
heard
Venn
was
is
that
actually putting a move on Stephen here. Rob Venn up to 3rd place. Now, Rob certainly won't sit behind Simon unless he had to. He will have a go.
I don't know whether that is Stephen being smart or whether that's Stephen, because I heard earlier that he wasn't feeling terribly comfortable around here and wasn't feeling quick.
Change for the lead in TCR. Russell Cowell goes to the front. Matt Elmore second. This battle between Sam and Shane carries on. They seem to be swapping positions every other corner at the moment.
Mr. Dijou and Mr. Ayres will be fighting and fighting to keep up here. It's you know, the cars are just in front. They've just got that a tenth or a couple of tenths a lap on you, and they're just easing away. But you're gritting your teeth and you're concentrating and working hard just to try and keep as much of the toe as you can. Keep up as long as you can.
Yeah,
keep those guys in sight.
JB's not actually that far off the back of that pack. David is a little bit behind. Stephen Walker wants that place back from Rob Venn. Meanwhile, Stefan Goebel stretches his lead to 2.5 seconds and puts in the fastest lap with a 1:43. I think that's the first 1:43 that we've seen.
That's a Titanic lap. Into the 43s. That's fantastic driving.
However, I will add to this, by his own admission, Stefan is not a fuel saver, so he will be going 100% all the way to the pit stop.
Yes. It might cost him a smaller light in the pit stop, but if he's pulled away a decent gap, he won't care, will he? And the way he's driving and putting the gap in, he's got nearly 3 seconds over Simon. 3 seconds of gap.
Yeah,
whereas his own hard work. It's not like Simon's letting him go away, is it?
No, and you know the quality of the drivers behind him that he's leaving behind. Total opposite in TCR. The top 5 are under a blanket.
They won't get away from Carl, that's for sure. But it's great that Sam and Shane are just there. You know, they're there. And
does Carl like sushi? Because that could be a big issue.
He's right in the middle of a fair old wicked sandwich there. But eats the lettuce in a nice pastrami.
I just had a quick look at the off-track count. This track doesn't seem too bad whatsoever.
No. It's a roomy kind of place, but it's surprisingly difficult to get by. But you do get, you know, there's plenty of room for side-by-side, as we've seen already. And there's room for the Brave to slip through, and you can carry that little bit of extra pace. You can put it to good use around here. These are in line, I don't think it's going to be any spooky. JB, you get up with them.
Stefan Goebel is just stretching. 3.8, 3.9 seconds now.
Yes, that's very quickly put an extra 3/4 of a second on him since I mentioned it.
Yeah, we're going to have to rename this track to Fuji Ring.
That's remarkable. He's got 4 seconds on him now. How can he be 4 seconds on him that quickly?
It's not like there's a massive battle going on per second either. They are close, second, third, and fourth, but Stephen's not that I've seen anyway. Not really tried to put a move on Simon. The battle has been third place, Stephen and Rob.
Rob.
So I would say bravo Stefan Goebel. He's doing this on pure pace.
Yeah, he's had a bit of an upsurge these last few weeks, hasn't he? He's been driving better and better. And he was very unfortunate last week, wasn't he?
We know he's driving well because he's now joined the GTCC League as well, along with Romain Ratu. So a couple of good additions to that league. We just need Mr. Toon back behind the wheel, because I think he keeps forgetting.
Yes. Oh. Make me a nice paint.
I'll make you whatever paint you wish.
Make me a nice
young
paint,
man.
and make me a nice paint, and I'll go and drive it.
Would you like pink unicorns? Or?
I don't care. Not too insulting, though. Don't mind.
I got all my insulting paints out of the way with Pete, I think, a few seasons ago.
Oh, they were good, though, weren't they?
They were very good, yes.
He did a whole series of excellent paints.
I did chuckle on every single paint that I created for him. Oh, Carl Hardy! Oh! Great save. He may... Oh, we're 3 wide. All sorted, boys. Yeah, it looked like he dipped a wheel. And I thought he was going round, but cracking save. Well, his tyres are going to be very molten at the moment, so...
Yeah, it's a wicked place as well, this is.
Yeah, he may be better off not fighting too hard for a couple of laps, maybe even letting Sam have that place and just settling in behind him. Only he will know how his car is handling at the moment.
If you get someone exit onto the straight. Okay.
Jason Haddington and Jamie Wilson. Now, this was a battle that was rife last week as well, wasn't it?
They were hammer and tongs, weren't they? And we were surprised because there were 2 different cars. But yet again, last week was a bit of a levelling track, and this is a levelling track as well. There's no particular advantage, I don't think, to either of the cars. Clearly, the Porsche's got plenty of pace.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what I have missed somewhere. Stephen Walker has got past Simon Trendle. Apologies if we was actually showing that and I missed it by looking at something else. Jamie Wilson takes that place back from Jason Haddington. These two currently fighting for P nowhere, but having a whale of a time.
Yes, if Jason can hang on, that'd be great. Come on, Jamie, you tow Jason up. That's really nice of you. Thank you.
Tony Walker on the chat says Russ and Matt slowing each other down. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know whether they're trying to play a team game with a bit of fuel saving. And maybe taking it in turns to lead and use more fuel. I don't know.
I didn't even sure we're getting past Carl, and he certainly wouldn't have submitted easily.
Simon Trendle now pushing Stephen Walker down the straight. Well, I just don't think that Russell and Matt can get away from the 3 chasers, so maybe they are using some sort of strategy where they're not just one car is burning through all their fuel.
Shane and Sam are both doing faster lap times, for one thing. than the guys in front. So it's the fact the two faster drivers are not in the front at the moment, and Carl's doing the same times as the guys in the front. They aren't the fastest drivers, but are controlling the race. It's going to be very hard to get past two determined team drivers if they put two cars at the front of the field like this.
Yeah, and again, the trouble when you've got this group of five, you know, you could say, well, do something different on the pit stop, pit early. You know, the pit window is almost open for these TCRs, but then you're out of this tow train, and you could end up losing a hell of a lot of time.
I fear you would. But there's a lot of power here that you can see the way that the tow's working. Keep the guys who would normally be getting gapped maybe at this point. Keep everybody together. I think the GT cars, they've just got that little bit more power, so it's just harder to actually maintain the tow, and it's easier to lose the tow with the GT cars.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So on board, well, he was on board there with Simon Trendle, last season's GT4 winner, closely following Stephen Walker, last season's TCR winner, and Shane Powell making a bid for the lead. And he's put his car in there, and Russell Cowell couldn't turn in.
Well, that was timing, wasn't it? What a move. I mean, look at the gap.
Yeah, that gap's not going to last, though, is it?
It's fantastic overtaking. That's what you call driving, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a double toe, isn't it? Neither of those two Spectre 6 cars looked like they was ever going to try anything defensive.
He saw him late, didn't he?
Yeah, is this part of a Spectre 6 master plan with Sam Blees? He's lost a little bit there.
He's still in touch though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, but he was having a sneaky peek inside Carl Hardy's boot.
I suspect he'll soon be back there.
Roger Morton says he's just got home. Can he come on and merge into the lead battle?
Late night for Roger.
If only we could do that. Sam Blees is dropping off of this battle.
Surprising me.
He's out of the tow, I think.
Well, he's very close to being out of the tow, and that really is surprising me because he was in the tow. And he didn't have a good line going around.
No, he looked wide, didn't he? Yeah. Anything on the tracker, Sam? For Sam?
Nothing.
Very interesting.
He's steering straight. Like there's anything to amiss there.
Yeah, I think if he'd have hit something, he would have been a bit further behind. Maybe he just got deep into a corner and had to correct something.
If he was taking an offline, he might have got slowed down.
He'll want to try and be as close as he can getting onto the back straight.
I know what's Carl doing. Trying to get it on the inside. Whoa, that was tight.
Yeah, that's going to help Sam. 1 point. Yeah, I think he's just back in the toe now. Maybe just.
Yeah, that's cool. He's got it back to a second and a half. So, come on, Sam. He'll get a little back a bit more. Oh, look, he's losing it. He sees it.
Yeah, it
That's
started
top end
coming
as well.
down. Yeah, and then the gap started going out again. But this battle in front of it, I'll tell you something else. He was very late on the brakes into turn 1. Made up like half a second on the brakes.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, he's back in this battle now.
That's a wicked braking zone for that T1. You know, it's eyeballs out, and you need brass ones.
Meanwhile, Stefan Gogol is 8 seconds in front in GT4.
This is commanding.
You can actually
drive,
see
isn't it?
the gap there that he's got on the track map. Who's going to blink in this TCR battle? I think maybe Sam Blease was thinking about pitting if he was couldn't catch that toe back, but now he's back in the battle.
Yes.
He may be rethinking.
Hard call, isn't it?
Yeah, you really need somebody to go with you, don't you?
It's just slightly out of place here. If you just close that cap and just decide, because these guys will go in, it'll decide for him. She's got some secret pace, and when he's going to wait till everybody goes in and do a flying lap, and it'll be amazing.
Ooh, that nearly ended in tears twice. Sort yourselves out, boys.
Well, they're not frightened of close racing, are they? But really, inside each other's cars, probably a bit closer than. But look at these corners. You have to, honestly, it looks so simple, but you're working hard on the steering to make these corners. You've got to get the entrance from 2 corners back. You've got to get your thinking from 2 corners back just to get that exit, so that all the way down here, you're carrying that speed.
Yeah, Stephen Walker had a terrible exit.
Oh, look where his friends are. Now, there's interesting. I don't think there was anything in that, the braking in that, and that was very interesting. The 3 of them all together, that could have easily gone very badly wrong, couldn't it?
Yeah, this battle carries on. Jamie Wilson and Jason Haddington.
It's very impressive braking by those 3. It was.
Just to prove he is with us, there is David Ayres.
And with his shiny new paint, his awesome shiny new result paint, which he's very proud of this sparkly livery because it's shiny look. Shiny bits. I don't think we've ever had shiny bits in our livery before. Was it chrome or something they call it? I've heard of it.
JV Dejoux, about 5 seconds off of that top 5 battle. And running a bit lonely at the moment. However, the way the top 5 are racing, there's every possibility that he can pick up the pieces from an accident.
Jason doing. He's still hanging on. Come on, Jason. Is that Jamie's got 5 seconds now? No, Jason was telling me that.
5 seconds behind Chris.
Hello, Pitts.
Okie dokie. Simon Trendle in the pit lane on his lonesome.
Jamie's staying out. Jamie's staying out.
Maybe stayed out. I think he's enjoying this battle with Jason Haddington.
Jason was telling me that we were talking about his driving. He was telling me that he gets a lot of coaching off his team, and he's very grateful to them, and they put time in together when they're practicing, and he thinks they've been a big help to him.
Well,
That's
definitely,
nice to hear, isn't
yeah.
it?
Something has changed with Jason. I always say that get safe in the car first, because if you keep spinning, your lap times are going to be horrible, and you're probably better off going a bit slower to go quicker. And he's cut, as far as we can see, and I'm going to touch lots of wood here whilst I say this, he's cut the silly mistakes out. That then builds confidence, so you're confident that you can throw the car about a little bit, and then that builds speed, and then before you know it, he's doing exactly what he's doing now, and he's in battles with the likes of Jamie Wilson, who is no slouch.
Yes, indeed. And of course, he's been happy with his performances in the V8. That's been very confidence-inspiring to him, I think.
So Carl Hardy got past Matt Elmore. Sam Blee's now having a go as well, and he's got that done. Any of them going to blink yet?
Stefan had been showing this kind of pace all season. It would have been a very different championship, wouldn't it?
He's over 11 seconds in front at the moment.
It's a different class.
This is Stefan versus Stefan for this win, I believe. Oh, JB! What's happened? He was doing so well.
So his car's okay.
It
No.
doesn't look... Don't know if he's got damage or whether that was an angry spin.
Ooh, careful.
Oh, no, he's definitely got some damage there. That
a sad-looking car.
Doesn't look too good. How did he do that?
That's seen better days, that one.
Oh, yeah. Just tipped it on the other side of that curb.
No, but look, the wheel got destroyed over the curb.
That was over the curb that he hit, wasn't it? Just
look at the rear right wheel as he goes over the curb.
Here. Oh, there is a big yellow sausage there by the looks of it.
It's broken now. That's why you lost it.
Wow. Well, that was a bit of a surprise. Oh, it's a shame.
So, in the meantime, Jason Haddington has been in.
He's been writing his races up on my Simulacarium, which is nice. It's lovely that other people are starting to write up their stuff and tell the story of their race. I always find that really interesting when the drivers are writing about what it was like.
Yeah, I enjoy reading them. I do enjoy, if anybody missed it, Jason put his little blurb on Alan's Facebook page and told everybody that he was racing at Fiji tonight, which I couldn't help but comment on. Said, hopefully he's not racing at Fiji because the rest of us will be at Fuji.
He's got a better line in coconuts and palm trees.
So we are still waiting for a blinker in TCR. Stefan Goebel's in the pit lane. but he's got such a massive lead. It was about 12.5 seconds. And Stephen Walker and Rob Venn come in too. I love people doing something different, but I'm sort of really hoping that the top 5 in TCRs all come in together, just so that we can see if any of them take tyres or not, whilst looking at all of them at the same time. Rest of the GT4s are in. When I say rest of, that is Chris Needham and Jamie Wilson. Rob Venn taking tyres. Stefan Goebel took tyres. Chris Needham taking tyres. I don't think... Did Stephen Walker take tyres?
Interesting. It's taking 4. It's a lot.
Stefan come out a long way ahead of the chasing battle of Simon Trendle and Stephen Walker. Rob Venn has had a nightmare. Either that has got pit lane penalty written all over it. Speeding on entry, maybe?
Real unlucky when he was doing so well.
That or maybe cut just a bit too much the line at the end.
Yeah,
I
was just going to say that. Is there an unsafe pit entry limit there? But I'm sure we'll find out. Meanwhile, Stefan Goebel played it very, very safe. Still got a 10-second lead. Simon Trendle and Stephen Walker still together. Matt Elmore has been the first one to blink in TCR.
Then Russell and Shane went in as well. They are out on track.
Oh, so they
Matt
did.
Is still in the pits.
Yeah, do apologise. Yeah, Matt has lost a lot of time there. But then there's a big gap between Shane and Russell as well.
Well, I guess... Oh, that might be that white line.
Yeah, Rob definitely took a big chunk on the left, didn't he?
Yeah, if you look at Matt's entry, he cut the white line on the straight. And I think that got him a penalty.
Yeah, you could be right there.
Look, cutting the white line. Because he...
Yes.
Yeah, everything else looks okay, so... That's weird. But it as it should. I guess if you get that white line in real life, you get a penalty. Oh, that's...
Second and third in GT4. Getting past JB Dejoux.
Carl's in the lead. Is that temporarily, though?
Yeah, Carl and Sam have not pitted. David Ayres in the pits now. So, Carl and Sam are the only 2 cars in the whole field that have not been in now.
Are you being really late, or were the others really early?
Well, there's definitely been a bit of a shake-up there. Carl's coming in. I can see it in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's been a shake-up there. He's got 3 seconds on Sam Blease. Sam is definitely in. Carl is in. Looks pretty perfect from Sam. Right, let's just have a look if either of these two take fronts.
He's got a long way to go.
Nope, these guys are going fuel only.
I was surprised when I heard it, but it looks like it's right, doesn't it?
Yeah, Shane Powell and Russell Cowell are on the start-finish straight, just to come across the stripe now. So this battle is going to carry on raging, but it looks like it's down to 4 cars now. Russell with a little bit of work to do to catch up to these 3. Oh, that's Chris Needham. It's all right. I thought it was Jason for a minute, but Jason's in the blue car. What's Chris done here? Yeah, he took too much speed into the right-hander, which pushed him out wide for the left and onto them horrendous sausage curbs, which launched his car.
So a lovely section of curvy corners if you get it right. If you get your entrance speed right, they'd flow like nobody's business. But if you get it wrong,
And the 3 seconds that Carl had over Sam disappeared in that pit stop.
oh, this will be no holds barred now, won't it? It'll be a sprint for the finish. Who's got the pace? Who can manage the tyres? Because we know the tyres are going to be an issue, but now at the end, there's no way they can finish with those tyres aren't going to be pristine after an hour, are they?
No, these 2 are basically battling for runner-up in GT4 because there is no catching Stefan Goebel tonight.
Imagine they're enjoying it. It's almost like a free race for them to enjoy. They can actually enjoy the driving and the racing and not worry about the championship because Stefan's already got the points and he's
Rob Wen's had a spin.
No damage though, eh?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he got a wheel on the grass there.
That's okay.
Yeah, no damage.
No damage.
What happened to Rob? Did he do something similar?
Very easy, isn't it?
Exactly the same place.
Yeah.
Exactly the same place, identical outcome.
That Venusian death grass they've got there. It reaches out and grabs your tyre as you go by.
Well, that's freed up Jamie Wilson. He's now up to 4th place after trouble for Chris Needham, Jason Haddington and Rob Venn. Need to look at the stats for Mr. Goebel.
He's doing well. Is that Jamie 4th? Is that right now? Have they gone all the pit stop? So he's got. He's got the 4th.
Yeah, Chris, Jason, and Rob have all had spins.
Well, he had to be there to pick up the pieces. And
He
he's been doing a really
certainly
good drive. So good on you, Jamie. Because he looked a bit lonely, didn't he, before? And then he's But he's had his head down. He's not slacked.
No, and Carl Hardy is pulling away
He's doing
from
it again.
Shane Powell and Sam Blease.
I can't believe that he's got in front after the pits again, and he's just driving away.
Well, I think it's helped by the battle between Shane and Sam.
I do hope so.
If you get yourself in first place, then you take advantage of what's going on behind you.
Perhaps our car's turned into a tactician.
Yeah, maybe.
I just thought so, but perhaps it's rubbing off. He's been around these guys a lot, you know.
Oh, just over 15 minutes left. Battle is on for second and third in GT4. Battle is on for second and third in TCR.
So Matt will be chasing David hard.
We have a look.
JB and Matt together. They've got a gap as well, so it's spread out the last three. Nice to see David in fifth, though. It's great. He's not lost very much time against the field, has he? Considering the pace they've been driving, this is a really spine drive by David. Inspired by his fancy new paint, which he's very proud of. I don't blame him. It's shiny. Look at that.
Getting out of the way of that battle.
These aren't taking any prisoners, are they? They're enjoying it. I really think they're just. It seems to me there's a kind of light-hearted element to this now tonight. They just want to enjoy the track and enjoy the racing and not worry about things. Championships are a different thing.
Well, I'm not sure that the drivers up the top ever forget or don't worry about the championship.
Well, I don't think Stephen would hold back if he got the chance to nick last on that lap or something.
Yeah, I don't know how Stephen's going to play this. Is he just going to sit behind him until there's a lap to go, put the move on, and hope that Simon can't get back at him? He's certainly not going to settle for third place. He's going to give it all he can.
Sure. But I think because Stefan has taken this thing out of it by having an unassailable lead, unless he does something to play it away, he's still doing fantastic times. Look at that.
Meanwhile, I'm going to reach for another chocolate.
Ooh, they do sound jolly nice. I didn't start on my toffee because that was just the moment you asked me to say something. It will be
sampling the chocolate fudge truffle at the moment.
Ooh, that sounds jolly nice. Magic of chocolate. Magic of chocolate is that the melting point of chocolate is just below the human body temperature. That it melts in your mouth. It's pure physics. So, it's a cool universe. Ooh, this is definitely looking a bit juicy.
Yeah, he's starting to have a look now, isn't he?
He certainly is. He's not hanging, he's not waiting, is he? He's thinking, okay, let's juice this up a bit now. Because I don't think it's the point so much, but there's a bit of pride at stake, that's for sure.
Well, both drivers might be asking Stefan Goebel for a bit of coaching around this track if we come again.
Well, we've got, is it the VIR next week? Is it?
V8s, we're at Imola.
I think it was VIR, it's the last round. I mean,
The last round of this one is VIR, yeah.
that's going to be a good track for the Porsche, you'd think. I would definitely favour the Porsche for VIR.
Very, very tricky track, that one that I've never got on with.
No, I love it. It's a cracking little place, but it's little comparatively.
A track that Pete Bingham always says is his favourite track, and then drives like a tool.
Yes, but that's often the way because it's because of a quantum superposition. He's actually driving brilliantly well and brilliantly badly at the same time. We're just watching the wrong version.
So, in TCR, Carl Hardy, that gap has stabilised. But Shane Powell has pulled away from Sam Blease.
That surprises me.
Yeah, Matt Elmore is on a damage limitation run for the championship now.
This affects his points badly. It's not a make or break, is it? He's going to lose a few people. So
here we go. Not pushing him down the straight this time, but making the move into turn one.
How's the braking? How's the braking? Ooh!
This got him covered off there, but is Simon going to have a little dive? No, think better of it.
That was on a knife edge. So is Stephen got a bit to spare now, and can he kick out in these last few minutes and make a decisive break? What did they call it? People are doing that, hiding their true potential. I've been accused of it this week.
Yeah, I'm not. From a championship point of view, I don't think Simon Trendle will try anything 50-50.
Right, it doesn't make any sense for him to, does it?
No.
He doesn't need the points.
No,
All he's got to do is finish, isn't it?
Yeah, go into that last round with a healthy lead, manage the race.
Hugo have been here for a few more rounds, and if Stefan had this kind of form earlier on in the season, so this is good for looking forward. But I'm looking forward to next week. I think it's going to be a cracking race at VIR.
Steve Walker, yeah, he's just trying to not let Simon in his toe. Ooh, very late on the brakes there, Simon, but got it done.
He's just feeling out if he can do it, isn't he? If he's going to get past him there, it's going to require some precision, because that is a big Mercedes and he's putting it just about where he needs to.
Yeah, he's not going to out-drag him coming out of the final turn, because by the time he gets the benefit of any toe, they cross the finish line. But this is where he's stronger. This middle section, the twists and the turns.
Yes, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Smaller, more agile car. But the Mercedes carries its weight and its pace unbelievably well.
Yeah, and it's got some grunt.
It's got serious torque. The engine never sounds like it's trying, and it's just producing waves of power. Astonishing vehicle. When you see it on these little English circuits in the gentleman's races, you think, how on earth?
Again, we're going to go weaving down the back straight.
Right. He's given Simon plenty of respect, and that's fair enough because Simon's earned it.
Al Hardy has got a 4-second lead now over Shane Powell. Sam Blease is coming back a bit at Shane Powell, so maybe second place in TCR isn't over yet, although Stefan Goebel is about to lap Sam Blease. Sam's going to be praying it happens in the right place. Stefan being very, very patient. Gets the job done. Sam's now going to try and use Stefan to drag him up to Shane Powell. So Jamie Wilson had facefuls and bootfuls of one RWC car in Jason Haddington. Now it's Chris Needham's turn.
Oh, driving very well, aren't they? So this is a hard race. Yeah, these guys don't let up.
Inside the last 5 minutes. But Roger says he's not driven VIR much, but loves the difficultness to it. I'm sure that's a made-up word.
He's right. It's a tricky little place.
That difficultness comes straight from the book of Roger. So Chris Needham right on the back of Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson trying to break the toe. Chris Needham going the long way round. Jamie Wilson's going to outbrake him into Daiichi. Goebel meanwhile catching TCR leader Carl Hardy. Carl still with a healthy 4-second lead at the front.
If you remember, he said that 2 seconds was a good gap in the TCR.
Yeah, and not to put the mockers on him, but if Carl Hardy wins this race, that will be the first time ever, I believe, that he's had back-to-back wins.
Certainly will. It will only be his 3rd win, and he's only had one previous win before last week. So actually pull 2 consecutive would be amazing. When you think how many races Carl's done, to only won one before last week's race was shows you his dedication to the cause. And I was delighted for him. And if he can get another one, I'll be even more delighted. Ooh, I hardly dared hope that I would see him at the front of the race at this stage again, and holding a comfortable gap and driving really very well. We know the quality of the people behind him, and there is a little bit of a battle going on, so good.
Carl Hardy has done more races than anybody else in this series with 101 races.
Wow. Well done, Carl. That's pretty stunning statistic there, Clyde.
He's had 3 wins in those 101 races and 19 podiums.
19 podiums. Wow. Poor man.
844 incidents.
Well, he's doing his, you know, like crikey, he's doing his win total with no harm at all at the moment,
Yeah.
is he?
That equates to 8.36 incidents per race.
Is that a statistic that's going up or down? Is there an average there?
Well, that is his average across his whole career
Yes.
in this series.
I wonder if it's going down. as
I
percentage
believe
or
it's
up.
going down because he used to collect a hell of a lot more than that.
Right, yes. Yes. 13 or 14 would be a
I
one.
can tell you he's on one. Sam Blees. Sam Blees, did he underfuel? Because this isn't a driver shame.
Yeah, he hit the wall, didn't he? So something.
What has he done? Sorry, I was looking at the stats, so I missed this. Oh, yeah.
Should have had that. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, same as JB, but the front this time.
Yeah, it's that little yellow sausage curve.
Wow. I imagine Stefan's been enjoying the last few laps a great deal.
Well, that
Ooh.
that is going to please Matt Elmore immensely after his pit lane penalty. Oh, Sam Blees has come out behind David Ayres, but very, very close. This is the final lap. This is Stefan Goebel with an 18-second lead in GT4, about to take the checkered flag. And in the background, Carl Hardy will take the checkered flag as the winner of TCR.
Ah.
Spin it now,
Congratulations.
boyo. Don't spin it now.
That's one happy captain. Well done. All Hardy. Double victory. Fantastic.
Ooh, drag race to the
This-
line. Stephen Walker by 1/1000th.
Oh. Well, you were right. You couldn't out-drag him. To the line. The line
Please trying to get some extra points by getting past David Ayres. He's got a lot better line there.
Oh, this
I
is
think this could be done and dusted. He got a very good exit.
David won't go in this, I don't think.
That won't please Matt Elmore, but damage limitation for Sam Blees.
I imagine Sam, fifth probably isn't as well as he would like to have seen. But Matt's managed to do quite a good recovery there, hasn't he? Oh. Everybody's finishing. This is excellent.
Yeah, absolutely cracking race, wasn't it? So let's bring you your official result. GT4 class, Stefan Goebel, VTS Esports takes the win by 18.2 seconds. Stephen Walker came home second for Spectre 6 and Simon Trendle in third, Team Chimera. Chris Needham in fourth for RWC Racing Red, Jamie Wilson fifth, Team Chimera. Sixth was Jason Haddington for RWC Racing Blue, and seventh was Rob Venn, BSTV Esports Pink. Over to TCR, and 2 wins on the trot for Carl Hardy, safeguard by result. Shane Powell second, Spectre 6 solo. Third was Russell Cowell, Spectre 6 TCR, and teammate Matt Elmore in fourth. Sam Blees fifth for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Black. David Ayres sixth for Result Clothing iRacing Team, and JB Dejoux rounds out your field for LMT Racing. So, Alan, I think personally, Fuji, or Fiji, if you're Jason Addington, delivered. What do you think?
I think it was intriguing race from start to finish. Neither of us knew what to expect. I had no idea how the guys were going to go around here and take to this place. And boy, we had some close racing, didn't we? And we had some uncertainty, some unpredictability, some surprises, just about everything. Yeah, excellent results. I think the right people came over the line first, and delightful evening. Thank you very much, drivers.
Excellent. Yes. And we have a rare appearance in the booth from our GT4 winner, Stefan Goebel. Welcome to the booth.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. We have renamed the track to the Fujiberg Ring. Now, at the start, you'll obviously, I know you'll watch this back at some point. Simon Trendle got past you off the start, and I commented at the time that in the past we've seen you give it 100% at the start and maybe make a daft mistake and a spin and end up at the back, and I said to Alan and the viewers, it looks to me like Stefan is getting his tyres up to temperature, getting his tyres up to pressure. He's then going to take the lead and he's going to drive away, and lo and behold, that's what you did. But is that how it happened?
Exactly. So I have nothing to say. You said everything. I know that I had a very good race pace, and so there was no hurry to risk anything stupid really at the beginning, the first tries. So yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Excellent. Well, I don't even know what to say now. It's the first time I've ever been right. So you once you took the lead, you controlled the race. You was, let's say, maybe not so much safe with your pit stop, but you probably had to take a little bit extra fuel than the guys behind you, because you've told us in the past that you just don't get this fuel saving thing. But
I will never learn it.
You had such a healthy lead that you could afford to do that. I had one eye on you most of the time, just to make sure everything was happy and you was pointing in the right direction. Was it as easy as it looked, or did you have any moments?
I had a lot of moments, and I'm sitting here and I'm sweating like hell. I'm totally wet. I had a lot of moments, but just I think 3 incident points. But anyway, this track is the cars, except the straight, all the time sliding and drifting and more or less out of control. It's really hard to drive this track.
Out of control, but under control. We'll call it. Well, like I say, it was an absolutely. I just don't know how to describe it. It just.
And me as well. I don't know why I'm that fast at this track. I did some officials, and now I'm the world record leader by more than a second. I don't know why.
That's fantastic, Stefan.
So you're hoping for this track to be on every season then?
Good.
Well, that was an absolutely fantastic drive, mate. Like I say, the guys behind you, we know how fast they are, and you just left them in your wake. So well done on that.
Call me Marco Nomela next time.
Yes.
No, not joking. He's doing this all the time. This is I don't know why I'm so fast here, but this is more or less an exception of the normal race.
So here's a conspiracy theory for you. Marco Nomela was going to drive tonight. He said, I can't drive. I'm on call at work. Has he driven to Stefan Goebel's house, driven the car for him, and then Stefan has jumped in for the interview? Not saying that's what's happened, but you know, you can add 2 and 2 together and make 5. No, fantastic drive from you, Stefan.
Thank you very much.
Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go and have a nice cold shower?
Yes, you guys for sure for the broadcast, and Marco Löbert as always because he's doing my paints, and hopefully he's not on vacation and is able to do paint for my GT3 Porsche.
Yes. Yes, well, you've got a little while. You've got a week and a half before you need that, so I'm sure he'll get something sorted for you. But same again, mate. Like I say, absolutely fantastic win, thoroughly deserved. Nice to see you on the top step, and we'll see you next time out.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Well done. Fantastic.
Yeah,
We're so pleased for him. You know, we've seen him struggle and lose places and have bad luck time after time.
Such a nice guy as well. Right, so let's bring in our TCR winner again, Carl Bloody Hardy. Welcome to the booth.
You all right?
Okay, so we think there's something going on with Stefan. We believe that Marco Namela drove to Stefan's house and took the GT4 out for him. So who drove your car?
Just me, mate. Just me.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
I was going to say, what is going on? How can you go from winning 2 races in 100 to now winning 4 races in 102?
Mad, isn't it?
What are you doing different? Anything?
No.
More practice?
No more extra. Nothing's changed apart from the way we practice. We just practice so hard together, all of us.
Okay.
Don't know. And obviously, it's just paying off. I've never driven the track. I just clicked with it straight away on Monday night. Don't know.
I saw a comment. I may even have got the wrong track here. I don't know, but I saw a comment in Discord that was it Alan posted a time, and you said, "Well, you're quicker than me."
Yeah, that was Jason.
Jason, sorry.
Yeah. So I was taking the piss a little bit because he was in the GT. So yeah, he said he was doing 46 something, and I said, well, you're a little bit quicker than me. I'd done a 47.5 in practice last night.
Right, okay, I'm up with it now. I just see it flick up on my phone whilst I was busy at work today. So yeah, 2 wins on the trot, mate. So VIR next week. 3 wins on the trot?
No, can't stand it. I'm shit.
Well, I do like a driver with confidence.
I am rubbish, and I'm obviously away all weekend. I'm not getting back to me rig until Wednesday. So, yeah.
Off to Spa, are we?
We are, yes.
We are, right, okay. Well, it was a fascinating race. Pole position, and then you got shuffled backwards.
I didn't. I went backwards. I didn't get shuffled. I went backwards. I lifted. If you'd watch the replay, I lifted in fifth gear.
I'll say we believe you with a big win.
I did actually.
I saw that. I will take Carl's defense. He actually did lift. I saw it at the time, but it wasn't 100% sure. But yes, he did.
Don't stick up for him.
Love you.
For once, I can.
So we saw you drive like a muppet and go backwards. But then after the pit stop, obviously, you had a very small gap, a couple of seconds. But every time I looked up at the timing, you was eking it out to the point where I thought, hang on a minute, he's going to win 2 on the trot here. So it was a cracking drive from yourself. Even though you won't admit that you was rubbish and you went backwards, the rest of it was still really good.
Honestly, as soon as I saw the gap, like last week, all I had to do is the racing line. As soon as they're at your toe, and you know you're on pace, you've just got to hit every single line. And I made a couple of little errors, but apart from that, yeah, and I just done what I had to do. It was good. Quite proud of myself, this one.
Well, yeah, you like I say, even tactically, even Alan commented that you're turning into a tactician. So that's good praise coming from Alan. But yeah, you thoroughly deserved that win. So for the second week on the trot as the winner, are there any shout outs you want to give?
Team, obviously, poor Andy, he didn't get on tonight. He had VR issues, same as what you were having, Alan.
Yeah, nightmare, honestly.
Dave-O obviously come in last minute, just for a bit of practice. He obviously tried his hardest tonight, so well done to him. He nearly gave up, but he didn't, so respect. And obviously to all the guys like practicing, we put in hours of this. So good on them, and they're obviously helping me out. And to you guys, and Sam especially for agreeing with me.
Yeah, he's obviously after something. There's a favour to ask coming in the post, no doubt.
He wants some pie and mash.
Just don't mention donuts because then he falls over and breaks his arm. But anyway, that's another story. Well, yeah, congratulations on your second win on the trot, and we look forward to it going all back to normal at VIR. Carl Hardy.
Sweet. Cheers, lads. Well done.
Well done.
Okay, so I nearly dragged the wrong person in. Let's bring in our second place GT4 driver, Stephen Walker. Welcome to the booth. Hello. Cracking battle there, you and Simon. But before we get on to that, let's talk about Stefan Goebel's pace. What's going on there? He left you guys for dead.
You tell me. I don't know, to be honest. I was in the practice session that I managed to get in this week. I went in it and I was like, oh, that's not a decent. I feel like that's like a decent time, considering I've only done 10 laps around the track before on this game. And then Stefan comes in, goes by the end of the session, an hour later, 1.2 seconds quicker than I could get close to. I was like, oh, well, I must be really off the pace. And then when we got into the lobby before the race, I was like, oh, so it's just Stefan that's that quick then? Because I was like, well, I'm going to finish last at this rate. He must have had a rocket ship strapped to the back of that Porsche. I don't know, but he was super fast. He deserved that win. He had such great pace. I think at the start of the race, Simon was trying to get in front of him to slow him up, and I was trying to push Simon down the straights, but I just didn't have enough speed in the straights to do that. So he managed to get away, and then we all started battling and faffing around. But yeah, it was a great race in the end.
And what you, Hugo, Simon, you've been the fastest drivers out there in the GT4 field this season. When something like that happens and somebody is that far ahead of you, I speak from experience here. What sort of head scratching goes on? Do you just admit that, for some reason at this track, this guy is just phenomenal? Or do you start doubting something in your setup or your line or something like that? What's the thought process?
Well, after I saw that session, I had to, I went and I tinkered with the setup. I tinkered with the setup a bit before the race in that pre-race lobby. And an hour before the race, and that helped a bit. It's not going to make the difference. I just think there are quite a few times when a driver and a car and a track, they just kind of gel really, really well. And obviously for Stefan, I think he's really quick at Nürburgring as well, if I remember in the past.
Most German tracks, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like he's been driving that car for a while, so that will help. And then yeah, just every now and then a track just suits driving. For example, a couple of seasons ago, VIR, well, I think it was when we were still all in the Audi. I was half a second quicker than anyone else in the same car. So, and I wasn't expecting that. It's just a way that you kind of just happens every now and then. There wasn't much head scratching. I did go and watch a few videos, see where I was going wrong, and I couldn't see massively where I was going wrong. He, like I say, he's just clicked with it. He very much thoroughly deserved that win. It was a great race from him.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure everybody else is going to be congratulating him as well on that fine performance. But second place for you. So any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, to the person that keeps handing me the second place trophy, because I've got a few of them this season in quite a few different things. Obviously, you guys putting the show on. Carl for getting another win. The rest of my team for putting up a good performance. I think the TCR is going right down to the last race, as in there's only a couple of points between. I think we've all just worked it out. So that'll be great to watch for the last race, and my brother for watching. And if there's anyone I've forgotten, Saz.
Yeah, no worries.
No, Simon. Sorry, yeah, because we had a really great battle for the last half of that race. Sorry, yeah, it was a great race.
Yeah. Well, I think the battle, although I don't think he was battling in the first part of the race, but you was always sharing the same piece of track, shall we say, and managed to pip him right at the end. So, yeah, second place for you, and hopefully we'll see you next time out at a track that you enjoy, VIR.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't know whether I'll be as quick in this car around it, but I'd like to get just one win this season, just one in anything. And I feel like this is actually my best opportunity now, because all the others have come and gone and I failed miserably. So fingers crossed.
Well,
miserable, Stephen. That's too hard on yourself.
We'll keep an eye out next week and see what happens. Well, thanks as usual for joining us in the booth, Stephen Walker.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Cheers, Alan.
Okay, Alan, time to shine.
Oh, really? Oh, look, I'm not
are-
knocking the corner here. That's something going to wake me up.
You are getting our second place TCR driver, Shane Powell.
Oh, my goodness, Shane.
Good evening.
Did you have fun out there? In
I
this,
did enjoy that one.
Yeah, goodness me.
It was good fun. That.
We are really struggling to hear you, Shane.
That's
better. That's better.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, not to worry.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Yeah, well, hold on. Oh, yes, you were there with Sam, weren't you? And having a bit of a ding dong. We were in that five in the first half of the race. We had that strong train with five of you all stuck together, and there was no separating anybody, was there? And then they got a bit split up with the pit stops. But that looked like a lot of fun to me. It didn't look like anyone was going to get away.
Yeah, I get why people sit in the train. It's a smart thing to do. I don't like that. I just want to go as fast as I can. So as soon as the opportunity come to get an overtake done or to get it in the lead, I took it straight away. I'm not worried about saving fuel or any of that. I just want to drive fast, as fast as I can.
Yeah, we saw you put on a good strong overtake to get past the guys in front of you, a double overtake.
That was supposed to have been a single overtake, which turned into a double overtake.
Well, there you go.
No, yeah, I did a few overtakes. I had to overtake Sam, I think, a couple of times, and obviously Matt and Russ, and I don't remember going past Carl. That's the bit that confuses me. So I'm not sure where I overtook him, but I don't remember that bit.
Carl went backwards on his own.
Oh, did he? Oh, that'd be it.
He won't admit it, but he said he did it on purpose, but rubbish.
Well, he did bloody well tonight.
Didn't he?
Making a mistake. Yeah. He needs to piss off next season, to be honest. But
what do you think? Because we've seen it's been a bit of a revolution in his pace. He's been really 2 races on the trot. It's unknown, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's outright pace. He's not lucked into the wins. He's just been quick. He's been the fastest guy, but for both weeks.
Sure. Yeah, it's amazing to see him in front and actually drawing a gap on you guys because he's not been able to do that before. This is just a result of all that time you spend practicing together. Carl was saying that it's the time you spend practicing together. You're so hard, so practicing so hard together that you can fight like this. And I think he's just hoovering it up, through his pores, how to get faster and faster.
He's definitely doing well. I wish I had that talent, but I lack it.
Oh, mate, you drive brilliantly. I don't know what you're talking about. You're always aggressive. Like you say, you're never happy with the status quo. You always want to move forward. It's great watching you race. We see you in tight fights every week, pushing the boundaries and having fun. What more do you want?
True. I'll take that result tonight, though. I think I started second to last, so to finish second is...
Yeah,
I'm happy
on
with
the
that.
podium, any podium in this field is fantastic.
Any podiums is great,
Yeah, you got to work for it. There's no gifts, is there? When look at the five of you there. There's no gifts. If you're gonna actually better yourself in the field, you've really got to drive extremely well. And I think this is just one of those tracks where you got to be brave. You've got to suck it up and actually.
I actually really like the track. I bought it probably a couple of hours before the race tonight.
Wow.
But I don't get a chance to practice with the other guys now because of work. So, but
that's a shame.
I really enjoy the track. It's really fun to race.
Yeah,
there's room to do stuff. There's room to go side by side and sling one up someone in the corner sort of thing. The track's big enough for that, and I like tracks like that. So.
Yes, no, I think it's a great place to drive around, isn't it? It's good, and it lets people express themselves, and there's enough trickiness in it to actually make it a bit of a challenge. And it's easy to get caught out.
It's not an oval. Yeah, it's not an oval, but it's definitely got it's varying lines as well that I like. Some of the corners that you can take several different lines.
Sure.
Which really makes close racing. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
We've had plenty of close racing tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you very much. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give, Shane?
Yeah, my teammates, Matt, who somehow managed to now lead the TCR championship, and he's taken the lead on a race that he's managed to get a penalty, which was quite good.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive, really. Russ, who was solid pace all night, and Stephen, he did a solid job as well. And he couldn't get anywhere near Stefan, but he said that from the start that it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, Stefan was outstanding tonight, wasn't he? It was something amazing. What do you think about VIR? You're looking forward to be in the TCR. That's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it, next week?
Last time we raced there, I had quite good pace until I span on the hairpin by the tree.
Right.
And after that, I just couldn't catch anyone up. But hopefully it'll go better.
Yes.
I'm in a car that I enjoy driving now, so hopefully everyone else seems to steer clear of the Veloster, but I enjoy it. I like how it drives.
Yeah, a few people have told me that they really enjoy it a lot. So, and that's only in the last few days. So I was actually surprised because I thought, I'm a bit of a Elantra fan. I was from the first, and I still think it's a great car. But the Velociraptor's doing better for a bit of love, I think.
It has its strengths in certain places.
Yeah, I think it'll go well on VIR. I think you'll be in good order actually around there, and
hopefully.
That last race of the season, it's going to be exciting. Thank you very much, Shane.
Yeah, thank you very much. I shall watch the stream back at some point.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thank you very much. And see you next week.
See you later.
Okay, so next up, let's bring in third place GT4 finisher Simon Trendle. Welcome to the booth.
Evening.
Good evening. So first of all, let's talk about Marco Namela. Stefan Goebel. That was just phenomenal, wasn't it? Just left everybody for dead.
Yep. It's just absolutely unbelievable pace. No answer to that at all. No idea where he got it from. Someone needs to take away his Weetabix. Because God damn, that was fast.
Yeah,
to pull away from us on a track with a straight that long, that's some serious pace.
And also, mean this in the nicest possible way. You and Stephen are no mugs in this car. I said to Stephen, yourself, Stephen, and Hugo have been so quick in this car, and for Stefan to put in a performance like that is, well, I've already started the conspiracy theory, so unbelievable. But let's talk about your battle with Stephen, because that looked like a lot of fun. It went from pushing each other down the straight to running offline to try and get little advantages, and topped off with a drag race at the end.
Yeah, it's good fun. Obviously, we were sizing each other up for how strong was the draft, where were we faster, just trying to figure out where we needed to be on the last lap. And it was a case, obviously I got overtaken. I was quite happy to try and defend that, and maybe I could make it to the line, but I think I messed up myself a little bit because I didn't stick right behind him on the last lap going towards the line, because I genuinely didn't think I'd make that, and I was then quite surprised when it started reeling him in. Just the fact that I hadn't spent that much time behind him, and I'd usually messed up the last corner, so I was further back. So it's good fun. Advantage of a long straight. It's really tricky track though, because you'd make a mistake and it'd cost you 2 or 3 tenths. But then Stephen would make a mistake, and then you gain those 2 or 3 attempts back. I was much stronger on the brakes into turn 1, which would have been useful, but nothing I could have really done there. I was struggling.
Very wide Mercedes. Very wide car in front of you. Your braking was fantastic. The pair of you going into there, it was so close between you. It was brave and confident driving for both of you going in there so hard on the brakes.
Yeah, there was a bump on the last lap when we were passing Russell. I did bump Stephen a little bit wide. Only a tiny one. I think it wasn't even a 0, but it was enough to make the thud sound. So judged to perfection, hopefully.
It was very exciting to watch, let me tell you.
Yeah, it looked like a fun battle. I suppose Stefan had fun in his own way, being out there in the front. But you can't beat a good battle with another driver, and especially another driver that you trust. So you can go wheel to wheel with them. VIR next week. How do you go round there?
Can we change to the Grand West layout? Because I love that layout. It's ridiculously stupid. I've done 3-hour endurance races solo around there. It's great fun.
We have done that one in the past, which is quite funny. But generally, how do you go around there?
It's okay. It's obviously it looks a bit dated, so it's not very interesting to drive, but visually. But it's good fun. I'm looking forward to being done with the Porsche. It's probably the least favourite of the GT4s I've driven. I've driven them all apart from the Merc, so I know everyone else seems to like it, but obviously it doesn't work for me, and it especially doesn't work for me here. It's that last sector is a nightmare in this car. It locks brakes, it locks the diff and the rear axle, and then the revs drop, and you're panicking, thinking, "Oh God, I'm going to spin." It's looking forward to ditching the Porsche at last.
Heartfelt comments.
Anyway, Simon, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
To Stefan for just what was an unbelievable drive. If he doesn't win both of your driver of the days, then someone's paid you off. Jamie for making me look good. The TCRs for doing their best. I know JB came in the session or the interview and said apologies for when he ran wide in front of me, but really there was nothing we can do on that part of the track. And you guys for the broadcast and the league.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish, Simon Trendle.
Cheers, guys.
Well done, Simon.
Okay, so in a break from tradition, I'm going to bring in Mr. Matt Elmore and Mr. Sam Blees, because these two are basically racing next week for the TCR Championship. So, Matt, let's go to you first. Everything running hunky-dory, and then a bit of a dodgy pit entry. You must be kicking yourself.
Well, yeah, especially as Sam was like, "You're going to get a penalty, you're going to get a penalty," and I still went in. I flustered myself because I forgot to turn crew chief on, and I didn't know how much fuel to put in. So I crossed the line and just ignored Sam and paid the price.
Right, okay. And Sam, you was up there in that leading five, and at one point I remember you was dropped out of the tow, but because they were battling in front, you managed to get it back. And then you had that weird damage thing, didn't you, near the end on that silly little yellow sausage curb?
Yeah, I just about got the tyres back to a usable state because I cooked them earlier on, and I was chasing Shane down, and then I was like, "Well, I've been avoiding it all race, but he's hitting it each lap, and he's fine." And I had 2 laps to go, and 1 second to gain, so I was like, "Well, I'll do it." And then the first time I hit it, I'm in the pits with a broken front right.
Yeah, well, JB Dejoux hit it as well. I think he wrecked his right rear. So yeah, that is a strange one. But let's talk to both. This championship, it's obviously going to the wire. It's going down to VIR. I'm sure you two have probably calculated the points in your head.
We did it in Russell's head.
Yeah, it's basically that close, isn't it? That whoever finishes ahead of the other driver at VIR is likely to take away the championship.
Yeah, I think one position will do it.
Yeah,
and obviously the instant.
Yeah,
I've never turned a lap on there.
Right, so
I haven't. I hate it.
Matt's getting his excuses in already. Sam's following up with his excuses. What are we going to see from you guys? Are we going to see door banging and firing each other off to get an advantage, or do you think it's going to be nice and friendly and may the best man win?
I think it'll be clean and respectful. There might be a little bit of rubbing, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't expect it to be any different for the rest of the season. I think we'll both be driving hard but fair. Or in my case, as the last couple of weeks have gone, just making stupid mistakes and ending my race for no reason.
I think we'll just be trying to catch up with Carl personally.
Well, yeah, actually, Carl, how far away is he? Because
I can live with that.
At the moment, if he's within like 30, 40 points, it's probably his.
Yeah,
VIR. Yeah, it's a dangerous place, isn't it? You're going to be racing around a dangerous track.
Yeah, cracking race, and at the end of it, somebody's going to be happy and somebody's not going to be happy. Obviously, Matt's going to practice his pit entries. Is going to try and cut out his silly mistakes. But in a way, it was sort of fitting that once one of you had an issue, the other one had an issue, and therefore we go down to that last race, and time and time again, season in, season out, this championship goes all the way to the wire. So, I, for one, are really looking forward to it. So, start with you, Matt. Any shout-outs you want to give? Any prayers you want to say for next week?
I've already got a nosebleed where I am, so I'm happy finishing second. But obviously, because I've got a chance, I want to take the chance and win it. But it is what it is. I haven't turned a lap. We'll see what happens for my 7 days of constant practice now.
24/7.
I'm taking a week off work. I'm just going to dedicate it to iRacing. But no, I mean, I can't do it without my teammates. They've been brilliant. Shane's been last week. Shane was brilliant. This week we were constantly, me and Russ, we were constantly just like, yeah, I'm going to go past, you lead, blah blah blah, etc. Yeah, it was a real team effort until I messed up and got myself the 40-second penalty. And it was a saving grace to see Sam go in the pits and then me come out, fourth. I'll take that.
Excellent. And Sam, obviously, any shout outs from you or any mind games you want to play with Matt?
I'll leave the mind games to you guys, but as ever, thanks to you guys for hosting and putting on the championship that allows us to have this sort of close battle going into the final race. Well done to Carl for tonight. He again had incredible pace. I think even if I hadn't, not even. I think definitely if I hadn't messed up, I wouldn't have got anywhere near him. I might have got second off Shane, but yeah. It was really good racing tonight, as it always is. So thanks everyone involved, and in particular, you guys for hosting and broadcasting.
Excellent. Well, thanks to both of you for both having problems, and obviously thanks to the pair of you for making this championship so close. May the best man win next week, Matt Elmore and Sam Blees. Thank you very much.
Hey. Cheers, guys.
There we go with a double flush. Right, guys. So, driver of the meeting. Now, for me, it's really easy this week, so I'm going to start. And I have a funny feeling some of us may agree on tonight. And I seem to have done this a lot this season, from saying I'm not voting for the winner. But surely you can't vote against Stefan Goebel tonight, because his pace was phenomenal and he made two extremely quick drivers look extremely ordinary. So GT4 for me is Stefan Goebel, and Carl Hardy, 2 wins on the trot. I can't, as much as my mind is saying you can't vote for the winner, and you certainly can't vote for Carl because it's like voting for Wobbly. I've clicked the button now. I've voted for Carl. So, Sam, over to you.
I wasn't expecting to be the next one, and I think you missed someone in the interview room.
Oh, did I? I do apologise.
Yeah. So we will give our vote, and if you want to get him,
give a vote, and then we'll bring Russell in.
Yeah, as you usually say, it's a shame we will agree on something, but I will give my vote to Stefan. I'm not gonna talk about his drive again because we heard all of the drivers talking about it and you. But yeah, perfect job. And TCRs, I will vote for JB because he was hanging out with the fast guys at the start of the race, and not far off. Well, he's far off on this picture, thanks JB. But I think he did a great job, and he's improving a lot, which is good.
Yeah, that's an absolute, definite. And, obviously JB is joining BSTV Esports next season, so he will get the patient coaching from Wobbly, which I'm sure is going to help him. Or maybe not. Alan?
Yes, well, no, very, very tricky decisions tonight. Really took a lot of working out,
Yeah, so I'll put one on Carl straight away then.
Yeah. Well, double win, come on, my captain. I'm afraid Carl has got the GT4, and I'm thrilled for Stefan. I've been a bit of a Stefan fan for a very long time. He used to give me helpful comments years ago when I first ever took a track with Backfire Simsport TV, and I remember those days with pleasure, and I'm delighted to see him doing so well. So there you go.
So 3 votes for Stefan, 2 for Carl, and 1 for JB. So let's bring in our 3rd place TCR driver, Russell Cowell. Welcome to the booth. Are there any shout outs you want to give? Good night.
Yeah. I want to put a vote up for sacking Alan, because ever since he's been in the booth, Carl keeps winning, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I must admit, I am not convinced that Carl is driving the car.
No, I don't think he is.
Marco? Mark, well, I think Marco subbed for Stefan tonight. I have a feeling Spencer could be subbing for Carl.
I mean, Marco's that quick. He could probably sit there with 2 wheels and 2 sets of pedals and still beat everyone on track. Let's be honest.
That's not a bad call, to be fair. Yeah, because he doesn't use the brake, so he only needs 2 feet. But let's talk about your race. So it's another podium finish for you. You're up there in that top group of 5 that were going well. Obviously, we know Matt had his issue on pit entry. Sam had a bit of an issue as well. Are you happy with third? Disappointed with third? Do you think you could have done something with Shane or maybe Spencer, Carl?
Given that Carl in practice has been absolutely flying, there was no stopping him. We all saw it from day one when we started practicing. I think on the night it would have been nice to be around them. Being at the front didn't help us in any way, shape, or form because obviously we're using more fuel. The tyres were. I'm bad with tyres. I'm like 8% worse off than Carl with tyres.
Just on that bit at the front, sorry, mate. Something that we commented on. Were you two racing, or were you just taking it in turns to lead and somebody saving fuel behind?
We were basically that, saving fuel, trying to, rather than fight each other and fall over the person behind, we were literally just talking to each other all the way through the race. He was like, Cap was literally like, go on, Russ, just go ahead of me, keep ahead. And I was like, right, stay with me. And then it was his turn, so it was like, right, you go ahead now and I'll stay with you. It was a case of we didn't want one of us to be out of fuel a lap early or burning our tyres up. And I said to him, look, I'm happy to be the person in front and just tow you around. Because he made a comment in qualifying that, well, basically we tried doing the same thing in qualifying, but it didn't work out as well. But my exit out of the last turn and into the first corner seemed a little bit quicker than his. So that's where I was trying to use the opportunity to keep ahead. But he seemed to switch it on during the race and he was making it just as easy as I could. So it was team talk, basically. It wasn't very nice for Stephen because obviously he was trying to battle with other people and we're talking throughout the race. But it was trying to just basically make sure we were clear on what we were doing. The pit stop, we talked about that probably 5 laps before. Next thing I said, what we're doing about pits. Shane went in the pits. I dived in. I was like, Cap, you've got to get in the pits with us now, otherwise you're going to lose tow. So I said to him, it's partly my fault that he got the penalty because it was a late call. But he's took it on the chin and said, no, it was me. It was me that turned the car into the pits. I could have stayed out if I wanted to. So that's probably where the communication failed on my part. But it was just keeping in touch with each other, making sure we knew exactly what was going to happen when we was overtaking. If we were letting off the brakes, for instance, to let the other person ahead.
Well, I'm extremely happy because I've been right twice in the same night now. Unbelievable.
Yes.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Kudos to Clyde.
So VIR next time out. Is it a track you like? Do you despise it? Is it a bit in the middle?
It's a track I like. However, if I remember last time, I got lucky and I wasn't that fast around there. I know there's no such thing as lucky. I think other people fell off pace or had incidents. So I think I'm looking forward to it, but I'm hoping I've got more pace there than I've had for quite a few rounds we've had this season, because compared to last season, I'm not having the greatest one that I've had.
Yeah, VIR is one of those tracks, though, isn't it? That if you keep it on track, you tend to have a decent finish because it's so easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not looking forward to is to seeing how quick that Veloster is down the straight. Because the way Shane got past me and Cap was like, I just blinked and he was there and I was like, oh no, I'm going to hit you. And he was like, sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to hit you. Luckily, we both got 0 times from it. But them long straights, it's not.
Long straight double toe. It certainly does give you some forward momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm glad you waited around. I'm glad we managed to drag you in. And obviously always a pleasure when you come in and talk to us. So before we let you go, are there any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, to you guys. Alan, I was joking, by the way. I still want you in the booth. Just stop giving Carl them speed boost, man. It's to you guys. It's always a good show. You always make things, even if we have incidents, it's always light-hearted, bit of a bounce and that. Everyone that races, all the practice sessions Carl's been putting up and Cap's been putting up throughout the season.
What wobbly, you mean?
Well, we say that, but I don't like wobbly because he claims everything's his.
It is. He is iRacing.
I apologise. It's always wobbly then if he owns the iRacing servers. To you guys and everyone that races with us, everyone makes it dead pleasant when we come in to the interview waiting room and we all have a good chat with each other. We all have a little bit of a laugh. Keep telling Carl he's not great at racing, that he doesn't deserve first. But he takes it on the chin, laughs about it. Do you know what I mean? Like some people might take it a bit seriously, but we all know where we stand with each other. And that's it. And my teammates, obviously, for everything they've done this season. Cap's been absolutely amazing all season. Wook, second place Wook as we call him now. Keep saying he's not doing great, but I think the stats say otherwise, considering it's his first season in that car. Been shamed for putting the effort in tonight. It was a really good effort for him.
Excellent. Well, as I said, mate, congratulations on that finish, and always a pleasure to talk to you after a race. Russell Cowell.
See you next week.
Great stuff.
Okay, so interview's over. Driver of the meeting done. Season 9, round 11, done and dusted. I, for one, can't wait for next week. Especially that TCR battle. That's going to be absolutely fantastic, and there's going to be plenty of twists and turns and changes in that 60-minute race. So coming up in the next 7 days on BSTV. Saturday, we are back with the Mighty V8s and the Simability V8 ESC. That is around, what was it, 5, 6, something like that. I can't remember. There's so many cars in it, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. But yes, we are getting massive grids. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic as per usual. The news you've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, I can't do the Poopcast on Sunday. I am away. So I'm going to have to postpone that one again. But then next Wednesday, the 31st, make sure you tune in for the finale of this GT4 TCR season. We've been talking about it. We've built it up. We'll build it up even more next week. But it is going to be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. I haven't said that for years. Brilliant. So it basically leaves me to say goodnight, let the guys say goodnight, and we can then close the broadcast, have a cold shower, obviously not together, and then disappear. So thanks to everybody on the chat. Thanks to all the drivers for putting on the show. Make sure you drop this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already, and make sure you follow us on Facebook. You will then get all of our news and all of our action. So stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Oh, good night, folks. Good night, everybody who's in chat. Nice of you to turn up and have a few words with us. It's always appreciated. Great race tonight, and looking forward to next week, no end. Thank you very much.
And good night, everybody. See you next time.